we are on the record in file number 2020-925-717 DP in the matter of Schuman versus Wilson. Counsel, go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Sargent on behalf of Melissa Schuman, who is present to my left.
And good morning, Your Honor. Gregory Wilson, representing himself pro se.
All right, Ms. Sargent, go ahead. I believe it was ultimately, oh no, it's Mr. Wilson's
Yeah.
motion, all right. Mr. Wilson, do you have any evidence or witnesses you wish to present other than your own testimony?
Well, I don't. Your Honor, when the notice to appear says we're here for the issue regarding my son's schooling where he'll attend. Also, I filed a petition asking that child support be modified. When I last appeared before this court was May 11th, and at that time, unbeknownst to me, front of the court had already amended that order that I was seeking relief from.
Okay.
So on May 8th, they amended the order, gave me the relief I was seeking anyway. And so when I got home from work that day, on May 11th, the amended order was in my mailbox, so
Okay.
I don't have an issue with the child support.
Okay. All right, so you don't have any proofs or witnesses you wish to present on the issue of schooling, sir?
I don't have any witnesses. All I can give is fact-based testimony. It was not a good experience being at Swartz Creek.
That, sir, all I asked was you don't have any other witnesses
No,
or
I'm
evidence?
sorry. Yeah.
All right, then take the witness stand, please, sir. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, take a seat, sir. This is your opportunity to tell me whatever it is you wish for me to know and whatever it is you're asking that the court do today.
Okay. Prior to school starting in 2025, we were supposed to have a hearing to hear where Remington would go to school. Ms. Schuman unilaterally enrolled Remington into Swartz Creek 4 days before we were to, have the hearing. He was already in school. I withdrew my objection at that time. Court thanked me for being understanding, and he went through a year at Swartz Creek. At that time, the court said, we'll see how things go for this year, and you set a date for today. Remington was not happy at all in school. He did not perform well in school. He was very difficult to get out of bed. Every morning he would get up and say, I hate school.
You can't talk about what he said, sir.
I'm sorry?
You can't talk about what Remington has said.
Okay. Well, they had a lot of issues at Swartz Creek, at his school specifically, Searing Elementary. And they are compounding the problem next year. So currently at Searing Elementary, they have kindergarten through second grade there. And drop-off pickup was a nightmare. And next year they're going to have kindergarten through fifth grade in that building. And, the parking lot attendees, they're beside themselves. They have no idea how that's going to work. But just getting Remington to school, it was a 40-minute drive because there was construction on I-69 where I-69 narrows to one lane both ways. So a 40-minute drive each day to school in bad weather, it was just not a good situation. And Swartz Creek tested the lowest of any school in the area. Average test proficiency for Swartz Creek, 25%, Byron 33, Flushing 41.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object. I don't know what I'm reading from, where these statistics came from.
Sustained. Sir, I don't know what document you're reading from, but you can't read from a document when you're testifying without it being properly authenticated.
Okay. Well, as a school, they did not do well testing.
All right,
Well,
anything else, sir?
No.
Okay. Do you have anything else you wish to testify about, sir?
Well, what I would like to testify about is I just believe it's in Remington's best interest to go to school where he lives. You know, Miss Schumann lives closer to Kersley. I live closer to Kersley. He would be able to take the bus. He would be able to foster friendships. He complains he has no friends at school.
Sir, again, you have to avoid what the child has said. It's hearsay and it's not admissible.
Okay, I'm sorry. But I would just like him to be able to ride a bus, live near his schoolmates.
What district do you live in, sir?
Kersley?
What district does mom live in?
I'm not sure what district that would be.
So she doesn't live in Kersley.
No, but she lives geographically closer.
That wasn't my question. She doesn't live in the Kersley School District, correct?
She does not.
Right. Anything else, sir?
No. You're on.
All right. Ms. Sargent, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, isn't it true that Ms. Schumann tried numerous times to discuss schooling with you?
No.
And would you agree that Remington needed to attend school somewhere?
Absolutely.
And would you agree that Ms. Remington has handled all of Remington's enrollments, doctor's appointments, things of that nature?
You just said Miss Remington, so.
I apologize, Ms. Schumann.
Okay. Miss Schumann, no, I take him to the doctor. And when he's sick, he usually gets me sick.
Okay, do you take him to extracurriculars?
Absolutely.
What extracurricular activities have you taken him to?
Well, I just took him to soccer last week. I have a photo of him wearing a medal that he was very proud of.
So are you capable of transporting Remington to a different school district if the court did not select Kersley?
Absolutely.
Who was Remington's teacher this year?
Miss Brimmer.
Did you like her?
Yeah, she was nice. You know, the original kindergarten teacher quit the day before the first day of school.
Okay, so
And
you
so
liked
there
her.
was a
That was
substitute.
my question. You did like her?
As a person, she seemed pleasant.
Okay. Do you know what the turnover rate for teachers is at Kersley?
I don't.
What programs does Kersley offer that Swartz Creek does not offer?
Well, I think what Kersley would offer is an opportunity for him to foster friendships.
That wasn't the question. The question was, what programs does Kersley offer that Swartz Creek does not offer? You have to answer the question that's asked.
I can't answer that question.
If you don't know, say I don't know, sir.
I don't know.
Did you attend parent-teacher conferences?
I did.
And you said your son is not doing well in school, correct?
Well, that was according to Miss Brimmer. So they gave us like a a midterm report card where he was ranked in the bottom third of his class. And, you know, so she's, Ms. Brimmer said that he needed to, you know, he needed to work on letter identification, reading. She didn't mention math. And the copy I got of the report card, I gave a copy to Ms. Schumann. So the copy Ms. Schumann had was from me.
Okay, so your testimony is that he is not doing well in school currently. Just yes or no?
Yes,
Okay. And did you work on the things that they recommended with Remington?
absolutely. So once Ms. Schumann enrolled him in Swartz Creek, I took it upon myself and enrolled him in Kearsley. Kearsley gave him a welcome package. In the welcome package was flashcards where you could play fish, and it identified upper and lowercase letters, numbers, games, erasers, scissors, things of that nature.
Okay, and did you complete any of his homework from Swartz Creek?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the graduation rate for Kearsley?
Off the top of my, I don't have the data in front of me, but I know the last time we were in court, Judge Heath looked at whatever resource she had that she goes by, and she said they're the
Sir,
same.
no, folks, I'm cutting off this line of testimony. We're not gonna make me a witness to anything. The record is what it is. Like, the only website the court ever uses, folks, is the one run by the state of Michigan. Everyone has access to it. And I can use it because it's a widely held, acceptable source of information, et cetera, that's been vetted. This is in compliance with Michigan court rules, Michigan rules of evidence, et cetera. misschooldata.org, it's run by the state of Michigan, folks. So, but we're gonna avoid using what I said or didn't say, because the record is what it is, and I'm not going back and listening to every single hearing, folks, to make sure that testimony is accurate. Not saying you're being untruthful, sir, just saying people can watch the exact same thing happen and have a different story. So let's avoid talking about what I said or didn't say at this point in time, please, because I don't really wanna make myself a witness to something.
So just to clarify, you yourself did not do any research into the graduation rates for Kearsley?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So one of your concerns is that, you live in Kearsley's district, correct?
And so does Remington.
So if, and you equally
Okay, again,
share-
wait, Ms. Sargent.
Sorry.
Sir, answer the question that was asked. She said you live in Kearsley's district.
I do
What you-
live in Kearsley District.
Thank you.
Now, you share equal parenting time with Remington, with mom, correct?
Correct.
Now, if mom lived in Swartz Creek, would that change your mind as to where Remington should attend school?
Possibly.
Have you considered any schools other than Kearsley?
Yes.
What schools?
Davison and Goodrich. In my research, Goodrich actually ranked the highest of any school in Genesee County. Actually, I just spoke with one of Remington's friend's fathers yesterday and asked him how his son did
So, I'm
attending
gonna s-
Goodrich. I'm
gonna
sorry.
stop you. So, in your research, you're saying that Goodrich outranked Grambling.
Yep, absolutely.
What is Remington's bedtime at your house?
I mean, he will fall asleep at the drop of a hat. So,
So it's safe to say when he falls asleep.
no. He's he's in bed at 10. Can I make him fall asleep? No, I can't.
So is it possible that the late 10 PM timeframe that you're putting a kindergartner to sleep at be part of the reason you're having an issue with him getting up in the morning?
I don't think 10 PM is,
I'm just asking if putting him to bed at 10 PM could be a result of him being tired in the morning.
he's in bed prior to that, prior to 10.
Just yes or no, please.
Do I think? No, I don't.
How many parking lot attendees are there at Swartz Creek for pickup and drop off?
When you first pull in, there's a gentleman. Then they set up 3 lines to drive through, which is, you know, it's
So it's just
stagnant.
one attendee?
No.
Okay, I'm not asking you to describe the entire drop-off scenario, I'm just asking how many attendees are in the parking lot at drop-off.
It varies. So you would have 1, 2, 3, 4
Okay,
women
folks, I'm
at the
sorry, I'm just
school.
trying to streamline this process. Every parent drop-off and pickup line at every school in the entire United States of America is a nightmare. The closest I've ever come to
That's
committing a
essentially where I was going,
folks,
Your Honor, and
the closest I've ever probably come to committing a felony is in a parent drop-off line.
it's fair.
Like, this is not relevant to the, or germane to this discussion. I am not going to make a decision about what school a child attends based off the pickup and drop-off line. I don't
That's
care.
sufficient, Your Honor.
So
We'll
I'm
leave
just
that
gonna,
at
like, I'm
that.
just trying to, we have the entire day, folks, but I'm trying to streamline this process. I am not ever going to make a decision about what kid a school attends based on the pickup and drop-off line. Because every school in America has a nightmare pickup and drop-off line. Like, this is why there are memes about this sort of stuff. So let's focus on relevant information, please. Thank you.
One moment, Your Honor. I have nothing further.
All right, sir, anything else that you wish for me to know?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so sir, your request is that he attend Kersley schools?
May I ask if I can give a list of 3 options?
Sure, I mean, you can do whatever you wanna do, I don't, you know,
Okay,
in that
yeah.
regard.
My options would be in the order.
In order of preference, please, if you could though,
Yeah.
sir.
Kersley 1, Davison 2, Goodrich 3.
Okay. Anything else, sir, you wish for me to know?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you can take a seat, sir.
Thank you.
Sergeant, go ahead and call your first witness.
I would call Ms. Stapleton.
Come on up to the witness stand, please, ma'am. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Could you state your and spell your name for the record, please?
Sheree Stapleton, SHEARESTAPLETON.
Thank you. Could you spell your first name again, please? I'm sorry.
SHEARESE.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Sergeant.
Thank you. Ms. Stapleton, are you familiar with the parties?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with the parties?
Well, through working with the mom, I teach a parent education program and anger management, and she's been coming for about a month now.
Okay. And how have those interactions been?
They've been good. You know, with any new thing, it's hard to adjust, but she's coming along.
Okay. And, in your opinion, do you think that Ms. Schumann mom tries to work with dad?
From what I've heard, I haven't talked to Dad, so I don't know his side. But from what I've heard, yes,
Okay. And are you familiar with Remington?
yes.
And, how often, or how much have you gotten to know Remington?
We have a class on Tuesday evenings at the library, and we also meet one-on-ones at my office. I've seen Remington at the library every time his mom has come, and also We had a family fun day that he came and was a part of on last Saturday.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of Remington's education or how he's doing in school?
From paperwork that I've saw, yes,
Okay, what is your perception of how he's doing in school?
he could be doing better. If there was some from my opinion, if there was some consistency with homework and also just some redirection. He's a boy. He's very active, and he needs a lot of guided redirection in areas because he's curious.
And with witnessing Miss Schumann and Remington together, do you believe that she attempts to provide that guidance?
Very attentive. I can give you a scenario. Yesterday was our Tuesday night class. There's a board in the hallway that you push on. Remington wanted to see what was behind the board, and his mom went to him to tell him that he can't go up and look back there, and he came down, but he wanted to see again. But she was attentive by making sure that he was safe and also going to see what it was he was trying to see. So.
I understand.
Mhm.
And do you have any knowledge on if Ms. Schumann completes things like homework or educational paperwork with Remington?
Yes, I do. I've seen the paperwork that she's done, and she's pretty thorough.
Okay. And do you have any information on if Dad is completing the same type of homework?
Like I said, I've seen documentation, but I have not had an opportunity to talk with Dad, so I only know what I saw.
Okay, based on what you saw, is he completing homework?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay. Do you think that changing schools would be good for Remington?
I don't. Only because I believe that consistency is important for children, especially the first. He's out of kindergarten going into first grade, so these are very important times. Your foundational years, and too much moving around because of the work that I do. It's important that consistency, and because there is a lot of moving around with him, that he needs something that's consistent. And school is normally something that's consistent.
Okay. And do you know much about Swartz Creek or Kersley schools?
I do know Source Creek.
Okay.
My son actually went to Source Creek. Source Creek is a good school, but you, just like with any school, you have to be involved and engaged in your child's education. That means being at parent-teacher conferences, having a relationship with the child's teacher, and being consistent.
Okay. One moment, please. Can you discuss dysregulation with a child?
Yes, I can. If a child has too many, like if there is a time where they have to come back, it happens with separations where children, they go from one house to the next house, and it's almost like they have to be reprogrammed to be in the house that they were in, right? And if a child has too many like things that are happening where he's high up, how can I explain this? Where his emotions are high, it's hard to bring him down. That's something that I'm actually working with his mother on, how to do that for him, because what has been shown to me is that when he comes back from Dad, that it's hard to get him back into a routine, more or less.
So is your perception based on Remington's behavior that he may not have necessarily a routine with Dad?
From what I've seen, I don't think so.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, go ahead if you have any questions for Ms. Stapleton.
Morning, Ms. Stapleton.
Morning.
This is the first time you and I have ever met.
First, yes, sir.
Why is that?
I'm not sure.
Well, is there a way you could have reached out to me?
I'm working with the mom. There was an opportunity, I believe, would involve dads because that's how she was referred to me.
It was just a yes or no, is there a way you could have reached out to me?
I don't have any of your information, so
There's no way you could have gotten that information from the mother?
no, because I'm working with the mother.
That's a key point here. You're working with the mother.
Mhm.
All your testimony is very one-sided.
That's
I
not a
state- I
question.
stated
That's not a
that.
question.
I'm sorry, okay.
Ask a question, sir.
So you keep going to consistency.
Mm-hmm,
You've never met me.
mm-hmm.
You've never seen Remington with me.
No.
You have no idea what
Your Honor,
his,
he's asking like 3 questions all in one.
Yeah, sir, one question at a time,
Okay.
please.
you've never met me.
No,
You've never seen Remington and I interact.
no,
You have no idea what his ritual is at my house.
no.
And yet, you have given an opinion that it's inconsistent.
Sir, I have a background in early childhood behavior for over 30 years. And watching children is something that I've did majority all my life. And I can tell when a child is dysregulated.
Have you ever made a mistake?
Of course, I'm human.
No. Have you ever made a misdiagnosis?
I don't diagnose.
Fair enough. What makes you an expert on Remington?
I'm not an
She's not
expert
been
on,
qualified as an expert on anything, let
Thank-
alone Remington, sir.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is expert testimony is very specific under the Michigan Rules of Evidence, folks. And so using that kind of language is very specific in a courtroom.
Okay.
So I don't mean any disrespect, ma'am.
No problem.
Just in order to give an expert opinion on anything, someone has to be qualified as an expert, folks.
But what you've given here today is, as you fairly concede, is a one-sided opinion.
from what I know, yes.
Is it a one-sided opinion?
I don't believe she's given an opinion on anything, sir. She's talked about what she's observed.
Your Honor, she literally used the word, in my opinion.
Well, be that as it may, I think people use that terminology, but again, the court has very specific things about opinions. A person can offer a layperson opinion, like, on whether or not they think a child is dysregulated. But I haven't heard anything that qualifies her to provide an opinion other than her own observations.
I agree with that, Your Honor. So, I have nothing more. Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Sargent, any further follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You can be excused.
Thank you.
Ms. Sargent, go ahead and call your next witness.
I would call Ms. Schuman.
Right. Ma'am, come on up to the witness stand, please. Raise your right hand, please, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Ma'am, if you could state and spell your name for the record, please.
Melissa Schuman, Melissa Schuman.
Go ahead, Ms. Sargent.
Your Honor. Ms. Schuman, are you asking the court to maintain Remington at Sports Creek schools?
Yes.
And what all schools did you consider in making a decision of what you thought was best for Remington?
I offered 8 districts, 8, if you recall.
And did you research all 8 of those districts?
Yes,
And did you convey that research to Dad?
I attempted to.
And how did that go?
It went like everything else, no response or one narrative.
Okay. And why did you ultimately decide you thought Swartz Creek was the best option?
Because the window was closing for school of choice, and I recall having a conversation that I was told it wasn't like Head Start, it wasn't optional, that we could be brought up on truancy.
Okay, and you expressed this to Mr. Wilson as well?
I don't know if I got into truancy or not, because I offered several times when I looked on the app. I think when I searched school, it said I had tried to attempt to discuss school with him 9 times. Swartz Creek had an open school of choice window. I applied during the summer. It wasn't like I just enrolled him 4 days before. It's not my fault that nobody took the initiative to apply for any other schools outside of that. The reason Swartz Creek and not Flushing was chosen, which was an equal distance as well for both parties, was because Flushing didn't have school of choice until kindergarten.
Okay,
That's why it was Swartz Creek.
Is he in kindergarten, folks, or I thought he was in kindergarten.
He is in kindergarten.
Okay. I just wanted to, because she just said Flushing didn't have schools of choice until kindergarten.
No, I'm sorry, 1st grade.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Swartz Creek was open from kindergarten up.
okay. And, what is the travel time for, from your understanding, what is the travel time from Mr. Wilson's home to Swartz Creek?
When I navigated, it was almost equal distance, I think by 2 minutes. However, it is under construction and down to 1 lane. Therefore, you have to take an alternate route if you don't want to sit on the highway for 40 minutes. It's just common sense.
Okay, so what is the travel time in your,
25 minutes?
okay. And, what was your perception of Remington's teacher?
I think she's great. I didn't realize Remington was having a problem until the first parent-teacher conference when it was brought up to me.
Okay, and what did you do when you learned that there was an issue?
Homework, homework, homework. And practice makes perfect, so we continue to do things to strive. If we look at his first report card versus what his scoring is now, it's went up tremendously. I actually have a reference letter from his teacher regarding how well he's doing. Now that I realized it was a problem after addressing things several times regarding homework with Dad.
Okay, and, was Dad responsive with your request regarding homework?
Dad's not responsible about anything.
Okay, I'm gonna hand you a document, a
Mhm.
series of documents. Can you tell me what it is that you're looking at?
Good afternoon, I'm reaching out to
Nope,
let.
nope, nope.
No,
No.
not specifically,
Oh.
to read it, what is it?
These are all regarding school. These are all regarding school and homework, lots about homework.
So they're communications,
Yes,
right?
communications.
I know this seems like a very simple question, it's just the path we have to take.
Okay.
So
Lawyers are
they're,
the worst, man.
they're communications between who?
Oh, myself and his father,
Okay, and how do the two of you communicate?
through our family wizard.
Okay, and what are the dates to and from of the, communications that I handed you?
August,
So 25,
correct,
okay.
to,
Your Honor, may I object to this?
What's the objection, sir?
The objection is I have not seen what was handed to Ms. Schuman.
Yeah, it's a court-ordered communication app, our family wizard.
Okay, but let him finish his objection again. Go
I
ahead.
should be able to read it to see what the response was.
If it gets admitted, sir, yes, but right now she's just using it to, I assume, refresh her client's recollection
Very
and
good.
possibly lay a foundation for it being admitted.
That's correct, Your Honor. My apologies, what were the dates to and from?
basically from August of 2025 through currently.
Okay, and, in the communications between yourself and Mr. Wilson, did you address schooling?
Schooling and homework several times.
If you had to estimate how many times you addressed homework?
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the objection, sir?
She's asking her to estimate. Can you just simply tell Tim to be specific?
No, that's not a proper legal objection. I'll overrule it.
If I had to guesstimate, between 8 and 13.
Okay, are you sure it was at least 8?
I think it should be at least 8.
Okay,
I know it's been several.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
Any response, Ms. Sargent?
I don't think she speculated, I think she gave the number of times that she's addressed the issue.
I think she's giving her best guesstimate without looking through every single communication. I'll allow it.
When you address homework, does that change anything with the dynamic of Mr. Wilson completing homework with Remington?
No, it does not.
Are you completing double homework?
Yes.
And I am going to move to admit the communications, Your Honor. It's a court-ordered app. In addition, Ms. Schuman did send copies of every communication to Mr. Wilson, myself, and to the court. So I believe he's had ample time not only to review it, but he participated in the communication, so he clearly is aware of what was said.
Do you have an extra copy?
I do.
Mr. Wilson, any response?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
And then they'll be admitted. We'll make sure you have a copy of the packet though, sir.
Do you want me to get them out now, or?
Ma'am, can you hand me the packet that you have?
This one's, oh, this one. Here you go.
Andrew, can you run and make a copy of this, please? Thank you. We'll have just go ahead, Ms. Sargent, we'll have a copy in just a second.
Thank you.
Pardon? We just need a copy made.
Ms. Schuman, how is Remington doing at this point in Swartz Creek?
He loves it. He's thriving. He's made friends. His grades, his end of the year compared to the beginning of the year is night and day. He's doing very well.
I'm gonna hand you another document, if you can tell me what you're looking at.
His report card,
And how do you know it to be Remington's report card?
it was given to me by his teacher.
Is his name listed on the document?
Yes.
What is the date of the document?
Oh, good God, I need readers. Hold on. 4/8.
Is that this year?
Yes, sorry, 4/8/26.
Okay. Do you believe that what you're holding is a, exact rendition of Remington's report card?
Yes.
Does it appear to have been modified or changed in any way?
No.
And reflective of the report card, how is Remington doing at this time?
Good. He's limited. He only has 2 1s.
And just to
Yeah.
clarify, what is the scoring range?
1 to 3.
Okay.
1 being the least, 3 being the best. And he has several 3s, several 2s, and 2 1s, which is not high, but that took a lot of work to get there.
And, Your Honor, I'm gonna ask to admit plaintiff's exhibit 2 as well.
Right. Any response, Mr. Wilson?
Could you repeat what it is you were asking to admit?
It's the report card. I assume from the third marking period.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't object.
Okay, so admitted.
Have you researched Kersey schools?
I did.
And in your opinion, between Swartz Creek and Kearsley, which school had a stronger academic program?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation. She's asking for her opinion of the school she has no knowledge of.
I'm asking for her opinion based on her research as a parent. I'm not asking her to be a specialist of any kind or anything.
I mean, I don't think that she can be qualified to offer any kind of expert opinion on anything, but the whole reason we're here is about which school this child should attend. So I think a parent, I mean, just like Mr. Wilson offered, he preferred for Remington to attend Kearsley schools, and then offered another list of preferences. I think she can offer as to what her preference is and as to why, because that's the whole reason we're here today.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Schuman, if you can answer the question.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
In your opinion, does Kearsley or Swartz Creek have a stronger academic program?
I think Swartz Creek is better,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay. And does Swartz Creek have any specialized resources that better meet Remington's specific learning needs?
They have a program he's in specifically for the letters right now that they're focusing, it's a group of children, they focus on teaching them the letters they don't know and the sounds. That I don't remember what it's called right now, it's in his, the teacher had to have a sign for it, for him to do that program that specializes in teaching them certain letters. It's
Okay.
focused on them, learning them.
Okay. Does Swartz Creek offer classes like music?
I don't know if they have specifically a music class.
Do they offer extracurriculars like sports?
Yes.
Is he participating in any of those?
Yes, soccer, which is a sport I enrolled him in that I pay for.
Is there any other activities that you have enrolled him in?
Football, he's registered for football this fall. He's excited, I let him choose the sports since he only gets to participate on my time.
Okay. And has Mr. Wilson enrolled him in any extracurriculars?
No,
Has he participated in any of the extracurriculars?
the ones that are ordered, that he participates, that I pay for and provide on my time.
Okay, and I want to make sure I clarify. He participates or he provides transportation?
He provides transportation,
Okay. Do you participate in any of the activities?
yes.
And so in addition to providing transportation, what kind of things are you doing?
I bring snacks, I run back and forth with him, I'm volunteering to be a football coach this fall. He's already registered for soccer in the spring, and I plan to be a volunteer coach with that as well.
Okay. And do you have any knowledge of what Swartz Creek, their academic rankings are in comparison to Carsley?
The research I did at the last hearing was significantly higher at Swartz Creek.
Objection, Your Honor. I have no idea what research.
Neither do I, sir, so I'll sustain the objection.
Does Remington have friends at Swartz Creek?
Yes.
Does he have what you believe to be quality friendships?
Yes.
Does he spend time with his friends outside of school?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, does he get to spend any time with his friends outside of school at Dad's house?
No.
Are there before or after school care programs at Swartz Creek that are accessible to you that you need?
I have one babysitter that lives in district and his original babysitter that it's within the range that she can pick him up as well if needed.
Okay. Do you have concerns that Mr. Wilson may not even stay in Kersley long-term?
Yes.
Can you elaborate on those?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
Well, if she can lay the foundation, sir, it doesn't, so we'll see where this shakes out. Go ahead, Ms. Surgeon.
And what are your concerns?
One of the biggest are financial. We've been back and forth because of family matters, financial this, financial that, everything is financial. And when I did my research of public records, I asked Dad, why are we in court for a district that you're delinquent on property taxes on?
And do you feel that you worked with Mr. Wilson in trying to select a school district?
Yes.
Do you feel that Mr. Wilson worked with you in trying to select a school district?
No.
Can you elaborate on that?
Everything is either I do it, just like the classes. I do resources, I do research on my own. Involved Dads offers the same type of classes that I've sought out Miss Stapleton through, and they've offered them, it's advertised everywhere. I try to do everything I can on my side, but you can only do so much. You're not two people.
Has Remington had any issues with attendance while attending Swartz Creek?
Just the normal kindergarten sickness.
Okay. And, you touched on Family Matters. Are the exchanges occurring at Family Matters?
Yes, usually.
Has there been issues with those exchanges?
They're closed for holidays. I do know that I've been paying, and I don't believe that's the case. I knew we were out of funding a while ago, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay. Was anything brought to your attention that, the exchanges may not be able to continue there?
Objection, Your Honor. I thought we were here to discuss school.
Ms. Sargent, your response?
I believe we're on a continuation for a show cause as well, Your Honor.
You might well be. I'd have to double check. File. It's not listed on the docket at this point. I guess I'll allow it and then, but I won't consider it as anything relevant for school, Mr. Wilson. If the show cause isn't continuing, we'll just strike the testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Schuman, you can answer the question.
Oh, here it is.
I'm sorry, what was the
It
question?
is listed on the docket. My law clerk brought that to my attention, folks. I must have missed it.
Thank you. Was something brought to your attention that the exchanges at Family Matters may not be able to continue due to lack of payment on Mr. Wilson's end?
Yes,
Is that a concern of yours?
that is a huge concern of mine.
Has refusing to, pay for things been a pattern of Mr. Wilson's?
Yes.
With regard, we'll circle back to school.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sure. What is it, sir?
She is speculating that I'm refusing as opposed to I'm able.
I don't think she said I just asked if it's been an issue having him pay for things historically, and she said yes. I don't think she said why.
Okay.
Not she, Your Honor, Ms. Sargent said he is refusing.
I can reword the question
Sure.
if you'd like, Your Honor. Has there been any issues with, things being paid for on Mr. Wilson's end?
Yes,
And in fact, you were provided a supplies list for, Remington to go to school, correct?
yes, a large list.
And did you make those purchases?
Yes,
Did Mr. Wilson make any of those purchases?
no,
Now, we heard Mr. Wilson bring up Goodrich School Districts, correct?
correct.
What was the issue with Goodrich?
You have to take the initiative to apply through school of choice, and I believe their window closes in May.
Okay.
It's a very limited window, that's why, how we did school of choice for Swartz Creek.
Okay, so to your knowledge, did Mr. Wilson apply for Goodrich last year?
No,
Has he applied this year?
not to my knowledge.
What impact do you believe Remington would be on Remington if he was to change schools?
I don't think that would be good for him. He's had a lot of upheaval and changes in his short lifespan, and I don't think it's good for him. I think he needs consistency, rules, boundaries, things, structure, for example, yes. I think it would not be good for him.
Okay, and, were you recently approved for a home purchase?
Yes,
Where have you been looking for houses?
Swartz Creek,
Is your intention to reside in the Swartz Creek district?
if I'm financially able to.
And if you do move to Swartz Creek, how long would you be staying in that district?
At least until he graduates high school.
Is there anything else you'd like the court to know in deciding where Remington goes to school moving forward?
Just that he's had So many things happen in his short little life, and he has big feelings, and he deserves a normal childhood, and he deserves an education, and he deserves not to be a pawn. And hopefully, he gets the education he deserves.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, go ahead.
Okay, Ms. Schuman, you have portrayed yourself as quite a parent.
Your Honor.
Ask a question.
I'm setting a foundation for the
That's not a
question.
foundation. You don't lay a, that's not how you lay a foundation, sir. You're being snarky and you're being rude. Ask a question.
When is the last time you've been to my home?
The one time I was allowed was before
Oh,
we.
no, you've always been allowed.
Your Honor, he's providing testimony.
Sir, you can't testify if you don't like her answer. That's.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Can I please grab my water?
Sure, go ahead, ma'am.
I can,
Thank you.
Don't interrupt each other, folks. Don't talk over each other. Just ask a question. Sir, you'll have the chance to respond. I'm sure you're not gonna like some of her answers, etc. Ask, so I think the question was, when was the last time you were at his house, ma'am?
The one time was prior to Remington being conceived.
Your Honor, I actually, during the trial, asked to have exchanges done at one another's homes.
I'm gonna
Sir,
object.
that's not relevant or germane at this point in time. I understand you don't like her answer, but ask your next question.
Ms. Schuman, could you please make eye contact when we're talking?
No, sir, you don't get to do this.
Okay. Your
She
Honor,
doesn't-
I'm not an attorney.
Well, I understand that, but that's not a question. Ask her a
Okay.
question. I will monitor the witnesses. I handle that, sir. This is my courtroom.
Okay.
It's very clear that you two don't like each other. I don't like looking at people I don't like either. Let's move on.
I don't dislike her as much as you might expect.
Your Honor, he's continually testifying.
Ask a question, sir.
Okay. Ms. Schuman.
Let me
you-
rephrase. I apologize, sir, for interrupting. It's very clear that you two can't work together, not even for the sake of a child. That's what's very clear from both of you, and I'm not looking for an argument. So ask a question, answer the question.
You say Remington has many friends at Swartz Creek.
Correct.
Can you name them?
Giovanni, Grayson M.,
Your Honor, Ms. Schuman is reading from a list.
this is not a list, it's regarding Swartz Creek, but I can name his friends. Giovanni, Elliot, Jace, both Graysons, Evelyn, Everly, not Everly, I'm sorry. It's another E name, it's a little girl.
Now, you've listed a lot of names.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kyer as well, who attended his birthday party on Sunday.
You listed a lot of names.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard Remington's response, for instance, on Giovanni?
Your Honor, I'm gonna object to hearsay.
She can't testify as to what the child has said, sir.
The people you've listed are classmates, which is to be differentiated from a friend. Has he been to the homes of any of the people you just listed?
Yes,
Can you tell me which people he's actually been to their home? Your Honor, again, she's looking through notes.
Ma'am, you can't.
these
look
are
at-
not for notes, there's something else.
Okay, well, don't be looking at paperwork when you're testifying, ma'am. If you need to refresh your memory,
Kyers,
we'll cross
he's
that
been to
bridge.
Kyers for a birthday party, he's been to his home.
And where does Kyer live?
3470
Whoa,
Seymour
whoa,
Road.
whoa, whoa, no, we're not putting other people's addresses on the record, folks. Without their consent and authority at this point
Just
in
a
time.
geographic
Yeah, that's
region.
totally good.
Swartz Creek.
Okay. Now, you said you gave me a list of 8 schools.
On the app,
Yes. Was Novi School District one of those 8?
That's not what I communicated with you. I communicated with Ms. Sargent.
Was Novi one of the schools?
Yes.
Was Lake Fenton one of the schools?
I don't recall. We're talking about 2 years ago.
You recalled you gave a list of 8 schools.
When I searched schools to put together the exhibits.
But you can't remember the 8 schools.
Not right offhand.
So it might be less than
It was at least 8.
8. Lake Fenton, Linden.
Is he asking if
Yeah,
those
like,
were
or
on the
what,
list?
what's the question, sir?
Were those realistic options?
They're local.
Novi is local,
Novi is the #1 district in Michigan.
not Detroit Catholic Central, not Cranbrook.
Nope.
Yeah, and I'm gonna object, he's objected to her opinion, and now he wants her to offer her opinion.
Your Honor,
The schools that haven't even been discussed.
Your Honor, she just gave her opinion.
Well, folks, I think we can all clearly agree that Novi is off the table. So, I understand that the list of 8 schools may have not been a reasonable list, sir.
Yes. You say you were given a list of supplies to attend Swartz Creek when you enrolled Remington in Swartz Creek, is that correct?
Correct.
Was I ever given that list?
I believe it was shared on the app along with the open house information.
Is that in any of these Power Family Wizard messages? Will
No.
you share that?
Did you mean Our Family Wizard or on the school app, ma'am?
No, Our
I
Family
asked in
Wizard, sorry.
her, sir.
On the Our Family Wizard app.
Okay.
Because I never received a list.
Ask the question.
I was in the process of enrolling him in Kersey.
You're on.
Sir, you have to ask a question.
Okay, sorry. She was asked if Swartz Creek has music, sports. Are these programs commonly found in most public schools in Genesee County?
I believe so.
Said you were looking at buying a home in Swartz Creek.
Correct.
Have you thought about a loan program
Yes, I've been pre-approved.
for FHA, conventional?
FHA and rural development.
Ms. Schuman, do you have a foreclosure on your credit report?
I don't believe it was a foreclosure.
Ms. Schuman, did you ever contact USDA regarding a home you defaulted on?
A home that I tried to do a short sale on, yes.
Were you successful in doing a short sale?
No.
That's a foreclosure. I am a loan officer.
Sir, you can't testify right now, though, so I'm gonna strike the information from the record. That wasn't a question.
Okay. So you're convinced Kearsley is an inferior school district to Swartz Creek?
I don't think Kearsley is what it used to be.
I'm sorry, ma'am, what did you say?
I don't believe Kearsley is the district it used to be.
Okay, thank you.
And when you say used to be, can you give me a time period when you think Kearsley was a better school?
Before Pine View was low income based. Before it was basically an open district for all the kids whose schools have been shut down. I would say in the last 10 to 15 years, I don't think it's a good district anymore.
Are you familiar with how Swartz Creek did as far as test scores? Reading, math?
The same ones that I reviewed before this school year.
Did they do as well as they did the previous year?
I don't know which you're going off.
Well, the state has 3 testing periods. And they have a metric to measure how you did in a
Okay.
percentile. Do you know how Swartz Creek did?
When I researched it last, they did well.
Can you define well? Were they in the top 50%?
Of what, Genesee County?
Yes.
I believe so.
No, they were not.
Okay.
Ask a question, sir.
Okay. So you are the only one who works with Remington academically, correct?
I didn't say I was the only one. I said we struggled and strived a lot this year to get his grades up. You don't get 3s by not doing the work.
Can you tell me what Remington's passion is, the thing that most excites him?
He loves music.
Is that his number 1 passion?
He loves wrestling,
What type of wrestling?
WWE.
Professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Does he talk about wrestling more than he does about academics?
He talks about everything more than academics. He's 6 years old.
Do you ever try to direct his attention toward academics away from wrestling?
Regularly.
How did he get interested in WWE wrestling?
He saw Raw,
What time does Raw come on?
8 p.m.
And what kind of content is in Raw?
Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso.
These are names, that's not content.
Content is wrestling. Is this regarding school right now? Because he has a bedtime at my house.
He has a bedtime at my house as well.
Ask a question.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Sargent, any further follow-up?
Yes, just briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Schuman, you testified that you adamantly tried to agree on schools, correct?
Yes.
And you went as far as offering a school in Novi, correct?
Correct.
And was your goal just to get an agreement?
Yes.
And is your understanding that Mr. Wilson would agree to anything other than Kersley?
No.
That's,
Yes, no. The Kersley was the end all, be all.
okay. Does Mr. Wilson have the same access to the school as you?
Yes.
So is it fair to say he has the ability to get, say, a school list of items that are needed for school?
Yes.
The sports that Remington has attended, has he attended extracurriculars anywhere outside of Swartz Creek?
No.
Is your understanding that you have to live in the district to attend youth sport programs?
No, they're open school of choice.
Okay. But Mr. Wilson has not enrolled him in any currently?
No.
Nothing further.
Your Honor, may I have a follow?
Briefly, sir.
Ms. Schuman, you say you were very cooperative in giving me a list of schools. Is that correct?
I emailed 9 times about schools.
And you did not receive a list from my attorney, Casey Barron, with a list of my counter schools.
Is that a question?
Yes.
Can you
Question
frame it as a
mark.
question?
Did you receive a list?
Yes.
Or did your attorney receive a list from my attorney, Casey Barron,
Yes.
with our counter schools?
Yes.
So, how did I find out or how did you notify me that he was enrolled in Swartz Creek just days before we were having a hearing to
It
determine
wasn't
where he would
just
attend
days.
school?
It wasn't just days. I let you know he was accepted when I got the email from Swartz Creek that he was accepted through School of Choice to attend there. And then you
Can you
decided,
tell me
Let
the
her
day?
finish, let her finish the answer, sir.
The answer was given.
You interrupted her while she was talking. Go ahead, ma'am.
just that I let you know that they accepted him through School of Choice. I emailed it. I don't remember the specific dates without referencing the exhibits.
Now, Remington
Court's
just
gonna, I
had a-
apologize, Mr. Wilson, for interrupting. The court's gonna note in Exhibit 1, the first page is from August 7th of 2025, indicating that she forwarded a message showing that students' school of choice placement has been made and they will be attending Searing Elementary. So it was August 7th of 2025, folks.
And that was exactly what my attorney told me. She's dictating to you.
Sir,
where he's going to
ask a
school.
question. This is cross-examination.
Remington just had a birthday, correct?
On May 11th,
Yes. And he just turned 6, correct?
correct.
How many under 6-year-olds do you think are participating in organized sports?
Almost all the 6-year-olds I know.
I know a lot of 6-year-olds as well, and that's not the case.
Ask a question, sir. You're gonna have an
No
opportunity to
further, no
respond.
further questions, Your Honor. I'm never going to be able to.
It's not, sir, I understand that you're representing yourself, but you're trying to testify. I cannot consider anything you say here at the stand that is not a question,
Okay.
because it's not testimony. You want to respond to the thing she says, which is a totally normal impulse. I get that. That's why I'm going to give you another opportunity, sir, to say whatever it is you would like to say. But you've not listened to my instruction about half a dozen times now, where I've said over and over again, ask a question. I understand this is a frustrating process. You have all the questions in the world that you can ask that are relevant to this determination, sir.
Okay.
But what you want to do is respond to the things she says that you don't like. That's not what this is for. This is for cross-examination, which means question, answer.
Okay. I apologize, Your Honor, no further questions.
Your Honor, may I just ask two?
I have a follow-up, actually. And then, yes, Ms. Sargent. Ma'am, did you look at Davison or Goodrich?
I did.
Do you have any opinion about Davison or Goodrich at this point in time?
I think Goodrich is an amazing school district. However, their school of choice window had closed by the time they were proposed to us. And I don't have access, I don't have anyone in Goodrich, I don't have access to childcare in Goodrich. That's not any closer to either of us than what Swartz Creek is. And I do think Davison's a great district as well, but I believe their school of choice window was closed by the time it was proposed and is currently closed. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember when theirs is.
All right. Ms. Sargent, go ahead.
Just-
Well, actually, let me have a follow-up to that. Ma'am, did you look at Latchkey or whatever child care programs the schools offer?
No,
Why not?
because the school of choice window had closed on both by the time
Okay.
they were proposed.
Go ahead, Ms. Sargent.
What age group is, let's go with football specifically, what age group of kids will Remington be playing football with?
5 and 6 year olds,
Do you know how many kids are enrolled in that program?
a lot,
More than 20?
yes.
More than 30?
I would say from the day we were
Your
there.
Honor calls for speculation.
Uh,
She has no
Ms.
idea how many
Sargent.
people are in it.
I'm just asking her to estimate, and she also testified she's gonna be coaching, so I imagine.
Yeah, but how would she
has-
know if she had, I mean, I think you'd have to lay a foundation as to whether or not she's seen them play or
Okay.
or rosters or whatever. I mean, so
Absolutely.
I'll sustain the objection on that point.
Okay, have you been provided the roster for the kids that you'll be coaching as of yet?
Not yet.
Okay, was any direction given to you
It's for 4 different schools, so I'm guessing maybe 60 to 80.
Okay, have you attended any of the youth football games?
No.
Okay, nothing further.
Alright, any,
One question,
no.
Your Honor?
no, we're not doing this back and forth, we'll be here all day, folks, I've given everybody latitude, but I'm done at this point. Alright, ma'am, you're excused. Ms. Sargent, any further proofs or witnesses?
We would rest, Your Honor.
Alright, Mr. Wilson, what else would you like to say, sir?
Well, Remington has confided in me, he wants to play T-ball. I am going to enroll him in T-ball.
Your Honor, I'm just gonna ask that the court.
It's closing argument, I'm not considering it
Okay,
as,
thank you.
So, I don't know, am I allowed to say that, or?
I mean, sir, again, I don't think it's going to the truth of the matter asserted that Remington wants to play T-ball, I think it's that he's enrolling him in
He wants to
T-ball.
play baseball, is just the bottom line, and that, last year my mom was dying. I was taking care of my mom who was in-home hospice. Ms. Schuman referenced, my property taxes being behind. The problem was the house was in my mom's name, so my mom's taxes were behind because my mom was in hospice. My taxes are paid in full, all bills are paid in full.
Including your
You
bill at
signed
Family
off.
Matters, sir?
I'm sorry?
Including your bill at Family Matters?
I haven't received a bill from Family Matters.
Have you contacted them? Have you made a payment to them?
I have not, Your Honor.
So your bill with them is not paid in full, I assume?
I was unaware I have a bill,
Okay.
but, I'm working, but I don't have extra money. I'm receiving, I had to apply for an SCR to help pay utilities. The ability to take care of my son, I still can't pay for Family Matters. Taxes were paid out of my mom's estate. And Your Honor signed off on that estate.
I don't do trust and estate, sir, so it would be unusual for me to sign off on it,
Your
but
signature was on.
it's very well possible, but I'm sure that's relevant to this conversation.
Well, only because Ms. Schuman brought it up, but I don't have a mortgage. I haven't defaulted on a mortgage. When you have a foreclosure, that debt never goes away. Now, they might not be collecting on it right now, but whatever administration comes in, they can always come back and collect on a mortgage. Now, Ms. Schuman asked me at one point, when our relationship was better, to pre-approve her. So I did, try to pre-approve her, and it couldn't be done.
Your Honor, is this a continued testimony or closing?
I'm trying to give some latitude, given that he's unrepresented, Ms. Sargent, but
But
Certainly
now,
trying.
the one thing I have a question on is, so he's playing football. Do you know if it's flag football or tackle football?
Don't answer that. You're not on the stand.
yeah, sir, she doesn't have to answer that right now.
Okay.
I would
I
say,
don't
generally
know.
speaking, I would find it highly unusual for them to enroll children of that age into tackle football.
Then they do it though. Then
Ma'am,
they
is
do
this
it.
the youth football program that's countywide? They don't do tackle at that age, sir.
Okay.
Anything else, sir?
No, you're right.
Ms. Sargent?
Yes, Your Honor, we would ask the court to maintain Remington and Swartzbury School District. I believe the testimony has shown that Ms. Schuman is the party that has taken initiative not only to select the school, but to participate in the school and to ensure that Remington is completing things like homework and essentially get his grades up from the start of the year to the end of the year. In addition, she is the only party that has provided any of the needs or even completed homework for the items that were requested by the school. With regards to the show cause, I believe Mr. Wilson, in his own statements, just stated that he was going to continue not to pay for Family Matters, which is part of the court order. In addition, funds to bring his taxes current and all of these other things, yet he completely disregards the court's orders, which I believe has been historically shown and is continuing to be shown today. We would ask that, with regards to the show cause, we would ask that he be held in contempt and that he again be told that he needs to pay his bill at Family Matters and have the psyche eval completed. And circling back to the school, we're asking to maintain Swartz Creek schools.
Sir, you didn't get really, it's a little confusing. The show cause is on the docket, folks, I would note. I don't know, sir, if you wish to respond about the show cause allegations at all.
And, Your Honor, I would just ask that the court take into consideration Remington's best interest. And I would invite the court to speak with Remington and he's 6, I think he can speak for himself and say if he likes Swartz Creek or not, if he's happy there. Or if his unhappiness is playing a role in his less than stellar production there. He's an incredibly bright kid. His vocabulary is off the chart, but to say Miss Schumann is the only one that is, picking him, I take him to school, I pick him up. I speak to his teacher every day as we're going out. She tells me, well, yeah, this is going on, yeah, this is, so I have interaction literally every day. Miss Schumann does not do that. Miss Schumann doesn't pick him up.
So you want me to fault her for not picking him up for school, sir, because she's working?
No, Your
Is that
Honor.
what is going on here?
No. I'm also working and I leave work to go pick him up.
Well, sure, but it sounds like you have more flexible hours. For instance, sir, my children have very rarely ever been picked up by me from school because I'm here until 5 o'clock every day, and that's what puts a roof over their head. So I'm asking you sincerely, do you want me to knock her for not having a more flexible schedule? Well, because that's what it sounded like.
Well, I apologize if it came across that way. It's just, it was portrayed that I do nothing for my son academically. And I work with him diligently. And it is a constant struggle to get him to focus on anything other than professional wrestling. All he wants to do is name, ask me, have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of mine?
Sir, I do have a question for you because you testified under cross-examination from Ms. Sargent that Mom did not try numerous times to discuss the school with you prior to the fall of 2025, but the emails here show that she did. So which is it? Were you not being truthful when Ms. Sargent asked you that and you said that she didn't try to discuss it with you multiple times? Was there a misunderstanding?
No, there wasn't. The messages and my attorney at the time, Mr. Barron, staff, conceded, she's dictating. She's not saying, what do you think about these schools? These are my lists. This is it. So we provided a counter list. And if the court remembers, I withdrew my objection
I do, sir.
to just, hey, let's just move on, let's see how it goes. 1 year at Swartz Creek, it didn't go great.
Right.
Do I think any school district's perfect? No.
Right. Ms. Sargent, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, in terms of this is a Lombardo decision, folks. That's the case that it's named after. The court has to decide what I believe to be in Remington's best interest. I went to the Michigan, let me find it. The Michigan School Data Report Builder. It's run by the state. The court can use, generally speaking, this would be hearsay, folks, but it's generally accepted that courts can use generally accepted reliable sources of information. This is run by the state. This is the information that they get from their school districts that they run. I compared Davison, Goodrich. I threw Grand Blanc in there for fun, just because it's the largest district in the county, folks. Kearsley and Swartz Creek. Davison, Goodrich, and Grand Blanc are by far much better school districts based on test scores than Kearsley or Swartz Creek. if you put stock in test scores. I don't always, to be perfectly honest with you. I agree with Ms. Stapleton. It's about what you do at home, generally speaking. Kersley, Davison, Goodrich, and Grand Blanc are relatively comparable, not in size. Goodrich is drastically smaller. Goodrich also has by far the lowest percentage of economically disadvantaged students, which frankly, folks, at the risk of sounding, trying to be very careful in my language here, it probably means Goodrich is also the least diverse district in the county, if that matters to you. The attendance rates for Davison, Goodrich, and Grand Blanc are all in the low 90s. Swartz Creek is also in the low 90s. Kersley is at 86%. Percent not chronically absent. Goodrich by far has the best numbers here. Kersley by far has the worst. 56% of students are not chronically absent. Davison, Grand Blanc, and Swartz Creek are all in the 70s. 4-year graduation rate. Goodrich again is the highest, 98%. 94% for Grand Blanc, 92% for Davison, 89% for Swartz Creek, 70% for Kersley. 4-year dropout rate, Goodrich is 1.17, Davison is 3.43, Grand Blanc is 3.15, Swartz Creek is 7.05, and Kersley is 14.58. Meeting benchmarks in MSTEP testing. I think they've switched to NWEA testing now, so this must be from last year. Again, Davison, Goodrich, and Grand Blanc are all relatively comparable. They're in the 40 percentage. Kersley and Swartz Creek swap back and forth. Kersley's higher in 2, Swartz Creek is higher in 2. They look at ELA, math, science, and social studies. Kersley and Swartz Creek are relatively comparable here. Like, they're within a few points, probably the margin of error, to be honest with you, to some extent. Swartz Creek is higher in 2, and Kersley is higher in 2. Kersley is higher in the percent, oh no, that's the same column that I was talking about before. And then there's 2 more columns that I don't know what they mean. It says total staff, FTE, and teacher, FTE. I'm not really sure what that means.
Is it
So-
student to teacher ratio?
No, because the numbers are too high.
Oh,
Like Grand Blanc's number is in the 1,000 on one of them, so I'm not sure what it is. I don't know what that number means, right? It just says total staff FTE, teacher FTE. So, I mean, if you wanted, I also just Googled, folks, Davison Schools of Choice is closed, Goodrich's is still open. Goodrich has before and after childcare. It does look like it's on a wait list at this point in time. So if I'm just looking at numbers provided by the state, okay? Like, that's just it. Obviously, I think probably Davison or, oh, those numbers got switched around. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, oh, that's what happened. If you want to look purely based on numbers, obviously Davison, Goodrich, or Grand Blanc would be a better school district for Remington to attend if you put stock in any of this information at all. I'm not saying you have to, folks. I'm just saying this is what the state says as far as those numbers go. If the question is, should I send Remington to Swartz Creek or Kersley schools based on this, the court would discuss a couple of different factors that I think are in Remington's best interest. The distance is certainly an issue. Yes, Dad lives in district. He could attend school, ride the bus to Kersley from Dad's house. He cannot from Mom's house. He would have to still be dropped off. I don't know that there was any testimony indicating how far it would be for Mom to travel to Kersley School District. Dad believed it was geographically close. The parties are somewhat equidistant from Swartz Creek at this point in time, so Remington spends not an insignificant, but not a huge amount of time in the car getting to and from school. There's also just Kersley and Swartz Creek, I assume folks, which we all know what assuming does, are going to be relatively comparable just in terms of They're offering the same programming. There was no testimony to indicate one has more AP classes, or one has better after-school programs, or one has this, or one has that. No one provided me with any information to indicate anything about either district, about why it would be better for Remington. Frankly, the testimony centered from both parties to a large extent on what's more convenient for them. Mom wants to go to Swartz Creek because she has babysitters in the district. Dad wants Kearsley because he can put him on the bus. Mom hasn't even examined before or after school programs. Dad didn't provide me with any other information about any district whatsoever. I mean, this is a fundamental, I cannot fathom a decision that is more important than what school a child attends. Education is a game changer. It will absolutely change a child's life. A good one will. And yeah, it comes down a lot to what is he doing at home? What is he being supported in at home? What is he learning at home? I mean, this is not an indictment of your parenting, folks, but if you're asking me to make judgments on those, I think 10 p.m. is way too late of a bedtime for a kindergartner. No wonder he's hard to get up in the morning. And I think no 5-year or 6-year-old should be watching professional wrestling, folks. But those are my parenting judgments. Like, that's not relevant. I don't care. I mean, I care because I care about Remington, folks. But, like, that's not a reason to make a decision such as where Remington should attend school. Like, you come to my house, I'm sure you'll find flaws in my parenting and don't like what I do. Absolutely. That's just parenting, and those aren't decisions. It doesn't rise to the level, folks, that unfortunately the court would consider it in modifying a custody or parenting time order, because they're small things and the court has to walk a fine line and not telling people how to parent their children, generally speaking. And I know it's a frustrating process. Don't misunderstand. I get how frustrating it is when you feel that your child is being exposed to things in a home that you don't agree with and fundamentally would not allow. I do understand that. I understand how absolutely infuriating the court process is. It's totally understandable. I really do get it. But the court tries to be very cautious and not treading into stepping on people's toes and determining how to parent a child. That's not my job to tell you how to parent. It's my job to tell you when to parent. So if I'm looking just at the raw data from the state, factored or coupled with the fact that Remington is now established at Swartz Creek schools, he's attended school there for the last year. I mean, honestly, folks, if you can come to an agreement as to a different school, I'm always going to leave that as an option for you. Like, if you could talk and say, hey, let's send him to Goodrich for X, Y, and Z reasons, go ahead. Like, I'm not going to jump on that. Goodrich is a great school district, folks. Plenty of people around me send their kids to Goodrich. I mean, it's a rural farm school, essentially, still. Decide if that's what you want. They got a great football team, sounds like. I think they won the state championship this year. So I want to make sure that's always on the table for you, that you can, Goodrich Schools of Choice is still open. So if you want to talk about it, figure it out. But coupled with the information provided by the state, and I didn't go into like elementary versus elementary, folks. This is just general data. So elementary scores could be different, et cetera. But given the lack of information provided to me at this point in time, what I would find is in Remington's best interest at this juncture is to continue at Swartz Creek schools. He has a foundation there. He has attended school there for a year. As it is at this point in time, I'll be really honest with you folks, I hate schools of choice. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I hate it. If I could eliminate it entirely, like, I would. Because school districts should not be funded. The depth and quality of school that your child attends should not be dependent upon the tax bracket in which you can afford to live. I'll put my soapbox away in a minute. And all schools of choice does is take money away from disadvantaged school districts. I don't like schools of choice. I think it's ridiculous. If I could just ignore it entirely, I would, but I can't. So, in the respect of using schools of choice, folks, given that I have been provided zero information on, frankly, really either school district, but given that I can look up the state data, Kearsley has abysmal graduation rates. That's a huge factor here, to be honest with you. They also have not great attendance rates. They have what looks like a relatively significant chronic absence rate. I mean, barely, almost 50% of their kids are chronically absent. That's problematic. And then the test scores are kind of a wash. Like Swartz Creek is higher in 2 and Kersley is higher in 2. So that was the information that was provided to me, folks. I understand Remington isn't doing well in school particularly. His report card indicates he made a lot of improvement over the course of the year though. He went from 2s to 3s in most things. He went from a 1 to a 3 and counting by tens. He's doing better. You guys did great getting him to school. He has very few absences in my opinion, given all things considered. 13 isn't terrible. He's making progress. So my assessment would be, as I've indicated on the record, based upon the information that's been provided to me, that is what is in Remington's best interest at this point in time, given the somewhat minimal but slightly better school district in Kersley, based upon the information provided by the state of Michigan, based upon the fact that he has a foundation there, that he already has begun developing relationships, etc. The court will order that that the parties can choose to attend, for him to attend whichever school they wish for him to attend if they can reach an agreement, but if not, he shall attend Swartz Creek schools. I really am going to encourage you folks to look at Goodrich if you can come to a happy medium and you would both be pleased at that point in time. If only because, do I think Goodrich is necessarily light years better than Swartz Creek? Not necessarily. I think that Goodrich isn't, to be perfectly honest with you, in my opinion, and this is just based upon years of assessing school data in Genesee County, I think Goodrich is a bit of an outlier because it's just a wildly different district than any other district in the county. It's very rural. It's not, it's a small community. It's, I think, just about the smallest district in the county. Davison and Grand Blanc are obviously the largest. I mean, even Swartz Creek is bigger than Kersley, and even Kersley has almost 1,000 more students than Goodrich, folks. So, for whatever that's worth, I'm kind of getting off topic. So I'm indicating though, I really do want to encourage you to continue to talk and try to figure out a way to see if you can agree on Goodrich or any place else. I don't care. Like, whatever, have at it. If you want to put them in private school, enroll them at, I don't know, where are the private schools? St. John's Vianney, Holy Family, whatever. Genesee Christian, I think, is one. I'm just saying, the table is wide open for the two of you to continue to work together for Remington's sake and try to reach a decision at this point in time. My recollection, Ms. Sargent, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that at a prior hearing, I informed Dad of his rights on the show cause. We've had a hearing on the show cause at this point in time. The issues are compliance with the court order at this juncture. Give me a second, please. I had it, where did it go? All right, so Ms. Sargent back in June of 2025 filed a show cause indicating that Dad was not compliant with using Family Matters for exchanges. I believe that's been remedied. Sir, I am going to give you 7 days to contact them and figure out if you owe them any money at this point in time, and then I'll give you a further 14 days to settle up with them and make sure that they are paid in full so that you can continue using them at this juncture for exchanges. He is in therapy, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That part has been addressed, Ms. Sargent? Okay.
No, Your Honor, I apologize. My client just informed me late. The therapist that was ordered, Remington did begin services with her. However, she's going to be relocating to the state of Florida.
Okay.
We're trying to tell her right now.
Good luck with a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
It's not going very
then folks, everybody has, I'll give you a week to try to find a new therapist for him. If you can't agree within the next week, you can each provide me with 3 names and I'll choose from there, just like we did before.
Your Honor,
Yes,
again, you know, the court has not looked at my financials, you know, it's still, it's not a matter of willingness to pay, it's a matter of ability to pay.
Your Honor, in his own pleading, he states he's making $18 an hour back at work. He's brought his taxes current and doing all of these wonderful things. I think he should be able to afford the Family Matters.
Your Honor, as I stated, taxes were brought current through my mom's estate. So my sister was the executor of her will and settled taxes. I did not pay tax, I did not settle those taxes. Those were settled by my sister through my mom's estate.
sir, I've given my order. If you need to do some, I mean, you don't even know what, if anything, you owe at this point in time.
But I mean, you know, $18 an hour, I'm not working 40 hours a week
Why not?
because they're not available to me.
Are you looking for another job? Because, sir, when the court looks at someone's ability to pay, I also have to look at, are they, for instance, I've had a child support action, folks, where a woman was a registered nurse. She said, well, I'm not working, I'm a stay-at-home mom to my stepdaughter. I said, too bad. I imputed her at what a registered nurse would make, because she has a capability of working full-time at whatever a registered nurse makes. You don't get to skate out of your responsibilities because you're not working to the best of your ability. I don't mean that, that's a general statement, sir, not a you statement, okay? Like, we can impute people in child support because they aren't working up to their potential. Like, folks, if I quit my job tomorrow, I'm still gonna get dinged in a child support calculation for what I can make as an attorney. Maybe not what I would make as a judge, but certainly what I can make as an attorney. Like, it's about ability to work. So, sir, unless you have a disability or something of that nature that prevents you from working, and I'm just gonna be honest with you folks, like, child support, friend of the court, a court is gonna wanna see medical documentation to indicate why you are not capable of working. I mean, sir, if you cannot afford Family Matters, whatever it is, like, they have a sliding scale, number 1 is my understanding, based upon your ability to pay. Number 2, we're not doing visits there, we're doing exchanges, which I think is 20 or 30 bucks a pop at this point in time. Mom is paying her half. Like, if you can't pay those, sir, how can I be assured that you can afford to have Remington living with you 50% of the time? Is my question. A rhetorical one that I don't want you to answer, to be honest with you. I understand the assessment by Dr. Wooten is extraordinarily expensive, folks. I'm not tabling the assessment. I am going to see if we can find somebody more reasonable that would accept health insurance to do that at this point in time. Not that Dr. Wooten isn't fantastic. He is. He does a fantastic assessment. That's why I recommended him. But I will see if I can find somebody that accepts health insurance at this juncture. So I will not hold Mr. Wilson in contempt for that matter, as long as the bill at Family Matters is brought up to date within 3 weeks, because I gave him a week to contact Family Matters, figure out what is going on. Another 2 weeks to then bring the bill current. As long as that happens, I will not hold him in contempt, Ms. Sargent. So I think that addresses all of the issues in your contempt request, does it not?
Yes, Your Honor, it does.
All right. The request for attorney fees is tentatively denied pending that everything is complied with in my order, Ms. Sargent.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
can you draft an order as to what I've indicated here on the record today, Ms. Sargent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions about anything at this point in time?
No,
No,
All right.
Your Honor.
Thank you, everybody, for your time and patience today. I sincerely appreciate it. You are good to go.